Good Wednesday morning, everyone. How was your weekend and or first half of the week? Good, I hope. I can't remember what I did over mine, so it was probably good. It's been an eventful first part of the week. We won't get into that because today is a different show. Today's going to be a good show. Well, it might be. It might not be. We'll find out. But we do have as always, the Would You Rather, the most annoying. I did get some emails for some advice, so we'll go over that. And then I have another how-to for you. Last time I said I'd keep the episode short, and it ran for 40 minutes. This one, I don't know how long it'll be, because time management is not something that I believe in. So, let's get into some announcements. We do have the logo contest. The deadline is April 8th. We have 5 submittees, and their quality is from absolute crap to pretty good. So I've got some emails, I've got some posted. I will post all those today on Facebook and let people see them. You can go ahead and vote on them. I don't really care what your opinion is. It doesn't matter. Mine is superior. That's why I have a podcast and you don't. I feel strong enough about my own opinion that I feel like I should push it on the 4 people that listen to this. And thank you for listening. Whoever's listening, the 4 of you. Thanks. Or not. You don't really do anything. I know you don't pay me. I don't get paid. I don't have any... Well, I do have sponsors. They're not real, but there's a lot of things in life. But there we go. Let's just get into it. I need to figure out some... I'm going to try and get some drops. I'm actually going to try and figure out how to make this good. How to make this not something that you don't want to listen to. I may not. I may just be saying that. I guess we'll find out. But I do want to get some drops. That will make things funnier. Tomorrow we do have a guest, which will be good. He is actually a very interesting person, and it's going to be great having him on the show. I will be releasing an episode Friday as well. So you're going to get 3 episodes this week, today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm not sure if that's good. I mean, that could be like someone you don't want to hang out with, saying we're going to hang out 3 days in a row. But the good thing about this relationship is I will never... I mean, you're in control. You don't have to listen. How good is that? That's the perfect relationship. It's like a robot. It's like a T-1000. Skynet goes live, that'll be a problem. But until then, we'll be good. So I'm here on Facebook, and it is up to date. March 30th, Wednesday, 11:36 a.m. of 2016. And I'm looking at the Would You Rather poll. And right now, so the 2 options this week were never pay any sort of tax again, but the only form of entertainment you could ever watch ever again would be The Big Bang Theory. And then the next option is have a little person that lives on your back, like a conjoined fetus, like that South Park episode with the conjoined fetus lady. But this conjoined fetus is alive, but you have the ability to fly. So obviously, I mean, this is pretty obvious, but the answer is the conjoined fetus. That's the correct answer to the Would You Rather. The Big Bang Theory is eye cancer. It is that and How I Met Your Mother are 2 of the most overrated, worthless piles of crap to have ever appeared on television. Those shows are awful, but The Big Bang Theory is even worse. It's not funny. The writing sucks. The actors suck. The whole show sucks. We get it, Sheldon. You have autism. Wonderful. Awesome. That's so funny. Oh, bazinga. Yeah, it's not funny. It's not funny. Okay, and really, so you'd watch The Big Bang Theory and you'd have all this money from taxes. What are you going to do with it? You can't spend it on entertainment. You can only watch The Big Bang Theory, so you're going to buy a bigger house to fill with what? It doesn't make sense having more TVs, a bigger TV, a theater, a better computer, because you can't watch any YouTube videos. You can only, and I made that clear. I said the only form of entertainment you could ever watch ever again would be The Big Bang Theory. So I don't know why you chose that. If you chose that, you need to really reconsider your life and stop watching that stupid show. I'll recommend some shows and change that. Seinfeld is great. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Reno 911. Workaholics. Nathan For You is pretty good. What are some other good shows? You might be hearing my computer in the background. I hope not, but I'll work on that. But yeah, check out those shows. Don't watch The Big Bang Theory. It's not funny. Watch something else. So that's why that answer is wrong. Let's talk about why the conjoined fetus is correct. Number one, you get to fly. So think of all the travel expenses you'll be able to save on. I mean, a plane ticket is pretty expensive, especially if you're poor, like me. But now that I can fly, I don't need to pay for a plane ticket. That means my travel budget goes down quite significantly. Not that I go anywhere, but I mean, if I ever wanted to, then I could go. You don't need a car. You don't need a bike if you're one of those losers who goes around on a bike, like some kind of poor loser who can't afford a car. And the conjoined fetus is a huge plus too, because what better way to get out of things you don't want to do than to say, oh, my fetus is acting up. You know, he's cranky, she's cranky, whatever. You know, it hasn't decided which gender it is, and I'm not going to push a gender on it. So I'll just refer to it as it from now on. But I had some French fries the other day, and it's a little gassy from that. And when it's gassy, it causes me problems because it doesn't have an exit hole for said gas. So great to get out of plans you don't want to go to. Oh, you guys are going to go play games tonight? You're going to play Uno? Oh, fetus is acting up. Oh, you're going to go have a bonfire and, I don't know, have a massage circle or something stupid like that? Yeah, I'm not. My fetus. The fetus doesn't like people, around it. It acts up. So that is the correct answer. The correct answer is ability to fly and conjoined fetus. If you chose that, that is the correct answer. So speaking of correct answers, let's talk about the correct answer for which is most annoying. And actually, the majority of people got this right. It was between myself, Andrew Latham, and my twin brother, Garrett Latham. And the correct answer is, I am the most annoying. And let me tell you why. Garrett is currently second year in law school. He's married and has a child, so he doesn't have a lot of free time. Obviously, I do. What kind of person records a podcast at 11:41 a.m. on a Wednesday if they don't have a lot of free time? Well, this guy does. I also have a podcast, which means I can spout my annoying, stupid, but better than your opinions anytime I feel like it. Part of being annoying is having the free time to do that. If you never encounter someone because they're always busy, then they're generally not annoying. Think about your annoying friends on Facebook who like all those annoying things, and you go, oh, God, I just want to hide this person. But you know that if you hide them, they're going to ask you, oh, did you see that thing on Facebook? And you go, oh, no, I think my feed, messed up. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, it's 2016. It's kind of like when you text someone, and they go, hey, you never got back to me. And they go, oh, I never got it. Like, you didn't get my text? Are you kidding me? We're on the same network. You have a piece of, it sucks. An iPhone is garbage, but it still receives text. And you didn't get a text? Just tell me that you don't want to, you're not going to text back. Like, what is that? Why is that so hard, to be honest? Think of how much better your life would be if you could just stop with all these lies of, yes, I'll call you back. Yes, I will get back to you. No, you don't smell bad. Those kinds of things. I never hear those. Those aren't things that I personally have ever heard. But for those of you that did, I don't know why we got so many more responses for the Would You Rather than the which is more annoying. Which is more annoying was a lot easier. Actually, it wasn't. If it says the Big Bang Theory, you know that's the wrong answer. Unless the question is, what is the dumbest show in the universe? And then that would be the correct answer. But I am more annoying than Garrett. I'm also better than him. Well, it's not true. Well, we'll get into that. Garrett will be here in May, and we'll have him on the show, and we'll talk about that. But if you have some good ideas for the Would You Rather and the which is more annoying, please send 2 options to theaffrshow@gmail.com. That is theaffrshow@gmail.com. In the subject, just put Would You Rather, which is more annoying. That way I can keep it all organized. If Facebook doesn't do a good job of keeping things chronological, so it's hard for me to go through there and see what you guys are posting if you post on Facebook. And by hard for me, I mean I'm lazy and I'm not going to do it. So that's that. So thank you for participating. It's always good to see your comments and your inferior opinions. But thanks for that. We do have a couple. Oh, that's a good submission. Thad put out a good one. Dinosaur and American flag. A face for radio. Nice job, Thad. Polson submitted one, which isn't pretty bad. It's me as a microphone with a gun and my pop filter. People thought it was a baguette, but it's my pop filter. I've got a couple more from Grant Heron. He's probably in the lead. Those were professionally done. And another one from B-Rad. B-Rad's doing a good job, too. But if you have submissions, please get them in before the 8th. I will decide then. And if you didn't win and I still want to use them, I'll talk to you and we'll figure something out. But, Rolfing said that the logo right now is pretty good. And it's I kind of like it. It says, I don't know what I'm doing, and that's how it's going to go. Which is, that's how it is. Speaking of it being how it is, do you guys like my transitions? I'm working on it. I need some music. I need something. Well, I need a lot of things. But we did get some submissions for some advice, so you'll now be able to understand my wisdom as I help out these souls. I haven't looked at these before. I'm just opening them now. I'm going to look at them. So this is from a while back. This is from 9 days ago, and it's from someone named Andrew, who has a superior name. And it says, Andrew, I need some advice on how to deal with something. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with hyperhidrosis, a condition which causes me to sweat all the time. It is so bad that it will completely drench the pits of my shirts while sitting on the couch. Whenever I walk around for more than 5 minutes, the sweat glands in my forehead open up, completely drenching my face. I am the only person I know that can both sweat and shiver in a blowing snowstorm. For the past 7 years, I have carried a handkerchief in my pocket to wipe my brow. However, it usually becomes drenched within a few hours and is useless. Okay, well, carry 2 handkerchiefs. There. Oh, idiot. Let's move on. My doctor prescribed me a topical solution called Drysol, which seems to help me on some areas of the body. However, when applied to the forehead, the Drysol mixes with sweat and rolls down into my eyes, stinging them with the most excruciating pain. So, the person, this Andrew fella, this isn't me, by the way. I'm serious. I did not write this. I didn't. I promise. I could do a better job than this. But there was no question in that email, so there's nothing to answer. But he replies, he figured out his mistake. Here we go. I forgot to add that this condition has been called the silent handicap. Do you think that I should apply for a handicap placard for my car? Yes. That is 100% something you should do. Let me tell you why. Number one, because if it's a handicap and you can park closer, then, take advantage of that. I have parked in a handicap spot without a handicap placard, and I got a $125 fine. Turns out you can park more than 6 inches into the street or away from the curb, so you can park, if you're more than 6 inches from the curb, or is it 6 inches? Maybe it's 12. Anyways, if you park pretty far away from the curb, it's only like a $50 fine. I could park in the middle of the street and only pay $50. But I park in a handicap spot at my apartment complex, and there's no handicap people there. Okay, that's not true. They just don't know they're handicapped. His name's Andrew Pratt. He's an idiot. But, yes, the answer to your question is, should I get a placard for my car? The answer is yes. Carry around another handkerchief. Carry a couple around. Or you can get like an extra large, like get a t-shirt that's way too big and just use the bottom to constantly come up and rub your forehead. You could wear a bandana, like your Bret Michaels. That would be cool. The bandana might work. You could get like not Gore-Tex. What's that? Like some Under Armour, that'll wick it away. Apparently, wick is a new verb, but do that. But you'll be okay. You know what? Get the placard. Get a bandana. Learn how to play guitar. Join an 80s metal band. And there you go. I solved your problem for you. There you go. All right, we got another one. This was from 5 days ago. This looks... Okay, so it says, the watermelon-scented plastic urinal splash guards at my work, I've never heard of those, but those sound pretty nice, have the name of their manufacturer printed on them, Daycon. A few months ago, I somehow made the mental connection, probably because they have the same number of syllables between Dayman and Daycon, so I started humming the Dayman song to myself when I'd see them. Days turned into weeks, and weeks to months, and every time I walk in to use the urinals at work, I can't stop humming Daycon. Ah, fighter of the night, Con. Ah, it's like some sick Pavlovian nightmare. So Pavlov was the dog. The dog's name was Pavlov, and what happened is Pavlov, every time he would hear this bell, he would start to salivate, and his owner would get pissed because he was a pretty popular guy and everyone kept ringing his doorbell. And so what would happen is this dog would slobber all over the floor. And so the guy got fed up and he shot the dog in the head and buried it in the backyard. And so that's the problem, is this guy's afraid that he's going to get shot in the head and be buried in the backyard. So let's figure out. Please, Andrew, help me figure out how to break the habit, or at least help me come up with lyrics to finish out my twisted urinal cake-based version of Dayman. This person's name is Helpless in Humtown. Well, Helpless in Humtown, let me tell you what you need to do. I'm not a lyricist. I am a poet, but I'm not a lyricist. People can't read my poems because then they'll probably call the police. But what you can do is you need to take advantage of your bathroom breaks. The problem is that you're going to the urinal. If you're at work and you're going to the urinal, if you're a man, and if you're a woman, that's wrong too. But if you're a man and you're going to the urinal for work to use the bathroom, that's wrong. You need to use the toilet because you're getting paid to do that. So don't, make it a quick 30-second pit stop. Go get a book, get your toenail clippers. Take advantage of that. Don't use the urinal, and that'll solve your problem. Plus, on the toilet, you can think better, and you'll be able to come up with lyrics. I don't want to take this from you. This could be something big. That's what she said. And you can use that to further your writing career. I don't want you to get Pavloved, So, Helpless in Humtown, stop using the urinal, start using the bath, start using the toilet. Everything will go better. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to keep this one a little more private because I do know these people. But let's talk about joint Facebook accounts for a sec. Let's get serious for a minute. A lot of times this always happens to a man, but when a man and a woman get married, I don't know how homosexual couples work that much. I have a little experience, not a whole lot, but I don't know if this works for you, but I see this happen a lot where they get married and all of a sudden they join Facebook accounts and things start to get confusing. I'll make a comment and they'll reply, and I'm not sure who it is, so I don't know how to react because I can't talk to her the same way I talk to him. And it's not because I, care. It's more about I care about him and the backlash that he'll receive when she says, "Oh, Andrew said this," And then she'll say, "You have to talk to him and he can't do that," and blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, I can't deal with this. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to come home from work and be berated. I'm not sure if that's berated. Is that a word? I'm not going to be, going to have my day ruined because this guy upsets my wife. So for the sake of a marriage, it's important to keep, if you're friends with me, it's important to keep your Facebook accounts separate for a couple reasons. Number one, so I can hide her immediately. I don't care about what recipes you like or I don't know. What else do girls do on Facebook? Those GIF recipes where it's a waste of time. I don't care about what you feel about politics because your opinion doesn't matter, or economics, or really anything that matters. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. So that's important. So that's one reason is I want to stay in touch with you, buddy. And, I want to be able to send you messages that she can't see. I want to put funny pictures on your wall that, I guess she could still see it, but at least she knows who it's directed to, What we have here is a failure to communicate when we have a joint Facebook account. So there it is. If you're gonna get married soon and your wife, fiance, girlfriend says, "I think we should have a joint Facebook account," you know what? And if your boyfriend says that, just dump him because that's not a man. That's it's a woman pretending to be a man, or it's a woman alien inside of a man suit like in Men in Black. Either one of those is not good. The alien's a little bit better because maybe they take it up to their spaceship and you can party with aliens. But, if you're dating a guy and he says, "I want a joint Facebook account," bail. Bail, 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 bail. That's my advice, and it's correct. Now, if you're a guy and your girlfriend, you're sweet, wonderful, this woman that you love, she says, "Sweetheart, I would like to get a joint Facebook account when we get married. I think that would be good for our relationship." Begin to tell her why it's not a good idea for the relationship. You have bad friends that do bad things and they're bad people. But you're still friends with them. And you don't want her exposed to that dark side of your friends, And you're not going to give up your friends because she's not giving up any of her awful friends. So why are you going to give up yours? So tell her that. Also, just threaten to break up with her. Say, "I will not abide this treachery. The dude will not abide." And just say, "Look, I'm breaking up with you. We're not going to have a joint Facebook account." You'll cave because, you're getting old. You're getting up there. Do you really want to start dating again? She puts up with you. You really need to settle down. You get lonely. She's good. She's great, actually. So that's what's going to happen. But another thing you could do is just make a Facebook account that she doesn't know about, and that way she'll think when you're on the computer late at night, sharing dank memes with your friends, she'll think you're looking at porn, and then you'll have to delete your history so she doesn't know you have a fake Facebook, and she'll, there's no history. She saw you on the computer. She knew you were looking on the internet, and she'll think you're looking at porn. Now there's this wedge, and she's going to say, "You don't love me anymore," and you're going to say, Yeah, that's true, but it's not because I'm looking at porn. I mean, I'm not looking at porn, and then you're going to mess up on that. And she's going to get divorced, and you have to give away half your stuff. It's just, it's a sticky mess. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Number one, don't join Facebook accounts. And this is good for her too. She should have her own Facebook because she is a strong, independent woman who she doesn't need a man, but she has one. It's like lifting more weight than you need to. In fact, it's not like that, it is that. But for I think any healthy relationship, which trust me, if there's anybody in this world that knows how to have a healthy relationship with a member of the opposite sex in a romantic way, it's this guy right here. I'm pointing to myself. Don't do it. Okay. So I'll just read this other one. Blah 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 blah. Let's see. My wife wants to combine Facebook accounts. What should I do? I like having my own account. I like the posts I get from random kids who I went to high school with. I like having Candy Crush and Pet Saga requests for me and only me. Is this selfish? No, it's not selfish. You're a grown man. You should keep your pokes to yourself and Candy Crush and Pet Saga. I like stalking the very extreme happiness or sadness of all the 300 plus people who don't know my cell number. Because let's face it, if you don't have a person's cell number, you're not really friends, which is perfect for my stalking. That is true. You're not friends unless you have their cell number. And even then, you're barely friends. Because I don't know it. It's just in my phone. I like posting pictures of my life that makes people jealous, and I don't want to share this online pleasure with my spouse. What should I do? How can I talk to her about my Facebook identity? Can I use your bad news offer to tell her no? You can. Please don't reference... blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yes, you can. I'm sorry, women, but we are not joining Facebook accounts. It's not happening. We're done with this. Next question. That's it. Those are all the questions. Okay. So, men, I know it's tough. When she starts talking and you know that you just want to go to bed and she's yapping, she's flapping those gums, and in your head you're like, if I have to listen to her complain one more time, I'm going to headbutt the edge of this bed until my skull is filled with naughty alderwood. But don't. Look her in the eyes, put your hand, do the caress her cheek and say, babe, you're killing me. I'm dead inside, and this is all I have left is my Facebook. All I have are my stupid inside jokes with my dumb friends. I've given you everything I am. Please, for the love that is of everything that is holy and wonderful in this world, you've taken everything from me. You've taken everything, and I have nothing left except this Facebook. You took my car. It's preset to your awful radio stations. You took over my bathroom. I don't even know what a peach, cucumber, kiwi scrub is. You've filled my fridge with chia seeds and organic coconut oil juice. You've turned my DVR into a reality TV show orgy. I don't have anything except this Facebook. Please, if you love me, you will let me keep this Facebook. Put on that performance, the performance of a lifetime. Tell her you love her. Buy her some flowers, some chocolate. I don't know. Tell her she's prettier than all of her friends and all of her friends are dumb. Girls like that. And then there you go. So that's part one of the advice today. We've got a lot of advice today. I'm glad you guys are opening up. But let's get into it. You know what? We do have a new sponsor, and this is actually a real person and a real thing. And if you like music, especially from a talented individual, I'd like you to check out Bobby Meter Music. I've known Bobby since I was 12. Played bassoon for, gee golly goodness, I don't know, 6 years. Talented individual from Las Vegas. Smart guy, great guy. But he has his own music. He's put out a couple albums. Check him out at bobbymetermusic.com. That's BOBBYMEADER music.com. If you don't know how to spell music, then go park in a handicap spot. But, if you want information on tour dates, what kind they play, what kind of music they play, where you can find them in concerts. I mean, the guy's a hard worker. All he does is tour. That's it. He tours and he plays music and he plays frisbee golf or disc golf, whatever they call it, and he's good at all of them. So if you like good music, go check out BobbyMeterMusic.com. All right. Well, you know what, guys? I got things to do today. I got to go buy some shot shells. I'm going to shoot some trap tonight. I got to go get some of those. I need to, contemplate life and figure out what I'm doing wrong. Speaking of doing wrong, let me tell you how to do something right. Let's get into it. Today's how-to is going to be how to deal with rejection. Now, whether it's from women, men, jobs, iTunes, who won't take my friggin' podcast right now, that's okay. We'll get it figured out. But, from iTunes, schools, or dogs you want to pet. Rejection is a part of life, and if you're anything like me, you'll face far more rejection than acceptance. I am an expert in rejection, and so I'm going to give you some of my techniques that I use to help with rejection. My almost constant rejection, actually. So thanks a lot, Ashley. Let's get into it. So the first and most important thing to do with rejection is to jam it deep down. You want to take that black hole in your heart and fill it with rejection. You don't want to think about it or experience it. Women are good at this. Women are very good at living in the moment and experiencing emotions. That's why they're capable of being happier than men and sadder than men, angrier than men, because there is no thought. There's just experience. So if you're a lady, you've probably got this down. This will be hard for you to not think about rejection. You just, jam it down and keep an eye on it. It's like that guy that follows you in the parking garage late at night. Like, as long as you hear his footsteps, you're good. You know where he's at, how far he is, you got it. But as soon as you stop hearing them or they start to speed up, that's when you want to get a little concerned. Put the keys between your knuckles, regret all those gun control posts you posted. But, the first step to dealing with rejection is to jam it deep down inside. Another good technique to deal with rejection is find things to take up your time so you don't have to deal with your constant failure. Start a podcast. I'm not speaking from personal experience or anything, but start a podcast. That can really help. Having people constantly complain to you about your podcast and how much it sucks, that rejection will help build that callus over your heart that you need to protect yourself. So start a podcast, start a new hobby. But make sure it's a hobby that will consume your life. You don't want to start like poetry. Poetry isn't something that's going to take up all your time. You want something that will cost a lot of money. That way you go to work more so you can afford your new hobby. And so your time in your life is spent between working to get money and then hobby, which is where all your money goes. So things like firearms, that takes up a lot of time and money. There's a lot of different guns out there. There's a rich history, a lot of legal knowledge you can get into. Branches out. You can get into woodworking from there. You can get into metallurgy, gunsmithing, history, travel. You could do that too. Traveling would actually be a really good hobby to deal with rejection, because that way you're never around those people or things that rejected you, so they don't remind you. The important thing is that you don't have any free time. You don't want your brain thinking. You don't want to be able to have your brain thinking about anything else but work and your hobby. Another good technique that I've heard from a friend is to break down and hit rock bottom. So, for example, It's late one night. You could drive to a gas station, get a box of donuts, eat them in your car, fall asleep in your car, wake up the next morning covered in, crumbs. That's a good way to deal with rejection. Will you feel better in the morning? No. But you won't feel bad during the night. So there's a plus. Which brings me to my next one. Sleep. Sleeping is great because you can't feel or think when you're sleeping. It's unless you have a dream about the persons and or things that have rejected you. But I hope you don't. You might. So you know what? This is a 50-50. Take this one with a grain of salt. But as soon as you're home from work or school, just go to sleep. It doesn't work if you have other responsibilities like children, But if you're blessed like I am to be single all the time, then you can do that, 24 hours, baby. That's what the day's made of. So, I'm not stuck to conventional schedules. If I feel like, doing homework from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then sleeping from 6 to 2, then I can do that, If you're one of those unfortunate persons who has someone in their life that loves them and children, then, work something out. But some pluses of sleeping all the time is you'll lose weight because you won't have any time to eat. And even better is you'll save money because you won't have any time to spend it. So those are some good ones from sleep. Another good one is to obsess over it. Obsessing over the rejection will really help you get to the bottom as to why you're rejected. Actually, 50-50. You may never know. But the point is, the fact that you may never know will help you obsess over it even more. So get a notebook and just write down every single reason that job didn't take you. Another thing you can do is keep a written record of it. Write it down. And then, an important part of that is to look through the person or organization's eyes to see if it was there was a good reason as to why you were rejected. And obviously there wasn't, and screw them. Now let's get to the last one. This is the most important. Accept the rejection. This is where you'll start to feel better. If they rejected you for a good reason, take a good look at yourself and see if that's a part of you that you want or feel that needs change. Hold on one sec. Okay, so let's. Sorry about that. We had some unexpected visitors in the studio. That's where I'm recording right now, is a studio. But let's get back to the rejection. So yeah, the last part of rejection is to accept it. If they rejected you for a good reason, take a good look at yourself and see if that's a part of you that you want or feel that needs change. Maybe there was a good reason. Use that information to better yourself. Then, go back to whomever or whatever, job, person, dog, iTunes. Go back to them, reapply for the position. Excuse me, I would like to be reconsidered for said position of whatever. Then, when they accept you, tell them to blow it out their ass and that you don't need that. There you go. And then but the next one is, if the rejection had nothing behind it, they were just being jerks. You know what? You don't want those people in your life anyway, so you want to hang out with them for. So either way, you win. You win. So, if you're experiencing rejection, then I hope you use these tips to help you in your journey from sad sack to confident individual. So that's my how-to for the week. Thank you for thank you for listening to that. If you have some ideas for a how-to, if you'd like me to tell you how to do something, as I know you all do, shoot me an email. Please, for the love of God, do not put it on Facebook. And you know what? Now that I said that, that's all you're going to do. So I might have to figure something out there. But as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support, all 3 people listening to this. If you have any comments, suggestions, go ahead and keep them to yourself because I don't care. Or send them to theaffrshow@gmail.com. We're going to get into some... it's going to get a little bit better. I'm actually going to schedule out shows so that they appear on a regular basis. And each day will have a format. So one day it will be, advice. The next day it will be politics or something. Try and get some more guests in. And by more guests, I mean more than one. But unfortunately, most people are being productive individuals, which leaves me with not a lot of options. But as always, thank you for listening, and see you tomorrow. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta... okay, there we go. Love ya.